Hey guys, welcome back to the Custom Gravity Oddcast. Thanks for joining us. Right off the bat, this show is brought to you by Earthchild, the new book by Custom Gravity. Please check out our social medias at Earthchild Book, and be sure to check out our project on Patreon, patreon.com/Earthchild. I'll have links for you right about here, somewhere.
That's what we always say.
Well, it's all fancy. I got it really fancy now, so it'll be right there for you. So, with that out of the way, I guess we'll get into the meat of the show. And I want to start us off, since Rogue One's coming out, Star Wars, or what do they call it? Rogue One, a Star Wars story?
The Star Wars story, yeah.
I still don't love that title. I want to start off with a little preview of that, kind of what we're expecting from that, because by next show, I will have seen it. I've got my tickets already ready to go, going next Thursday. So yeah, I want to do a little preview, kind of what we're expecting, what we're hoping for, what we think is next for Star Wars. So I guess I'll start because I haven't seen it. Honestly, from what I've seen so far, the previews, I'm expecting a lot.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, it looks fun. I'm so excited.
Yeah, the visuals look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, now that we're getting close to the movie, they're just putting out so many TV spots and trailers and international trailers.
Hopefully not too much, you know what I mean?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, it's for the people that don't know about it.
Yeah.
But for people like me,
get those last fucking fish, yeah.
For people like me, it is too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm starting to see like every single shot in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still excited about it. It looks great. The story looked good.
Well, they're really forcing Darth Vader out now. Like, that's the thing that I've seen. Yeah, like, well, at least that's the opinion that I get from it. Like, I've even seen Darth Vader on stuff for Rogue One.
Well,
like, we were at Walmart yesterday, you know? Well, I mean, obviously, like, no, even, like, the poster of it has it on, has his face on it. It has Darth Vader, and then, like, you know what I mean? So, it's really exciting, so it's like, hey, man, you know, now they're doing this thing where they can just, like, with the Han Solo movie and the Boba Fett movie, which I think you said they're not doing or something.
That's canceled,
Yeah, but either way, it's like, you know, they're just like, hey, man, we can keep these you know, everybody loves Darth Vader. We can keep this going, you know, he's not done.
I mean, that's what they did with Revenge of the Sith. They plastered him on everything, and he was in like 2 shots of the movie.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I haven't seen a ton of him, because I've only watched the main trailers. I don't watch the TV spots and all that crap.
He's probably not going to have a big spot.
Because that's for people that, again, don't know about it, so they got to, you know, hook them in. Oh, Darth Vader's here. And then, you know.
Darth Vader, you know Darth Vader, I'm your father. Everybody knows that.
And the TV spot's over, so it's like, yeah, I watched the trailers, and he's only been in, like, maybe 3 shots out of all 3 trailers. Like, he's really quick.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Well, it seems like just like a confrontation scene. Like,
yeah, I don't think he's huge in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is good because, if you really look at it, Darth Vader's not huge in anything.
Well, they've been using him. They brought him back big in the show, the animated show.
Yeah, I know they bring him back pretty big in there.
They brought back. That's another thing too, though. They brought back him and they brought back Darth Maul. It's just like I'm waiting for him to bring back Grievous and the whole cast, you know.
Yeah, and I think Grievous is pretty much done because he was never a cool character that really caught on.
Yeah.
He's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, Rogue One, it's gonna be really exciting, especially for. I mean, if you don't go for the movie, at least go for the previews. You know, that's gonna be.
Yeah, there's a huge.
Really
we talked about that
shit.
on last show. There's big previews. There's well, Transformers one we've already saw, but we'll get that later in the show. Yeah, the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. We're finally gonna see that. I'm guessing there's gonna be a couple cool ones on there too. Yeah, but I don't think Darth Vader's gonna be huge. I'm hoping he's not, because if you really look at it, he wasn't huge in A New Hope at least. You know, he got a little bigger in Empire and Jedi. I think they used him correctly.
Yeah, well, I think it's good too because like they don't have to create a new bad guy. You know what I mean? They're like, we'll just use people we know. Like, what's his name is going to be there, isn't he? Who's the guy who's like the old guy? I can't think.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah, he's going to be in, isn't
he? He finally got like a little snippet of a shot in the last trailer, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to be there. I think the main bad guy is going to be the guy in white.
Okay.
Orson Krennic.
Okay.
Because Darth Vader should never be the main villain.
He's just going to be a little.
If you really look at it, he was never the main villain in any of the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue Empire, but the entire Empire was sort of the villain, and Darth Vader was just spearheading it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look at A New Hope, it was Tarkin and the Death Star. Vader was just the dog.
Yeah.
You know, his dog on a leash, and then Jedi, the same thing. He was the Empire's dog on a leash. So I hope they use him sparingly. I think they are, because the marketing push, at least in the official trailers, is not huge for him. He doesn't have a single line.
Yeah, it's not like
So.
Do you think they're gonna open it like they do everyone? Or do you think
No,
they're
there's
gonna
no
do
crawl.
something different? Really?
There's no crawl. It's confirmed. Yeah.
Whoa, that's gonna be weird.
I think it'll be really weird, but it's gonna be cool because that's a good way to differentiate the.
It's not
spin-off
Star Wars.
The spin-off movies from the main story movies.
That's cool, man.
People,
I'm really excited about
for people
this.
who aren't like me, who know every single thing about these movies, you know, they go into the movie and if they don't see the crawl, they're like, oh, okay, so then Rey's probably not in this one.
Yeah.
That's the big thing I'm hearing is like, people come to me and they're like, "Oh, I saw a commercial for a new Star Wars movie. Are you excited?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm excited." And they're like, "Why? I was confused. I didn't see the girl."
What girl?
These are people talking.
From The Force Awakens?
Yeah, they're like, I didn't see her. I thought what happened to her?
Yeah.
And then you have to explain, no, this is not a sequel. This is one, they're jumping back.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well then Darth Vader was that. That will make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, does it now?
Yeah.
Are you finally getting it now? Yeah.
I was wondering, is it a lookalike?
Which is strange because they never really definitively said, like, this is not in the same timeline.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of just show you Darth Vader and expect you to sort of pick it up like, oh, okay, this is not episode 8. Yeah, go like, well, where's Finn? Where's the fun Finn guy? He was funny, wasn't he? Where's Poe? I miss him. I was like, he's coming next year.
He's like, he reminds me of that Han fella.
Yeah, well, if Darth Vader's there, then where's the Han Solo?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry to break it to you.
That's going to be really interesting, though, yeah.
I'm really excited,
yeah. Cool, yeah.
Because it'll be fun. I'm glad they're doing this, to be honest. Mm-hmm. It is sort of a prequel, which is a bad word to say in the Star Wars world.
Yeah.
But it's, I think this is a prequel more people are interested in than the ones we got.
Well, because it's like I said, I think it goes back to that thing where we got too much. Like, he went too much with the lightsaber. Like, the lightsaber was cool because no one had it. You know what I mean? That's why I thought it was cool, because it was like, you had to be...
It was special.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, this dude has one and this dude has one. No one else. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's...
And it seemed like... And it literally was. It was an heirloom.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan passed his fathers down to him.
Yeah.
But then the prequels, you get them at the store.
Kids got
them. Go get them to Walmart.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
They're throwing them everywhere, like in the Coliseum scene, Attack the Clones. Like, they bring extras for Anakin and Obi-Wan. Like, oh, here's a couple more.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want one? Here you go. It's like Oprah. Like, you get a lightsaber, and you get a lightsaber. Like, what is this? And that is...
it's been one of those... It's like a cultural thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, thank you. It's like a cultural thing. You know, I grew up with it. My dad was big into it. It had such a big influence on everybody, I think, you know, especially for its time and the special effects that they used, the fact that it was such a low-budget film. You know, now I respect things like that of it, but back when I was a kid, it was just the world in general. You know, the fact that, I mean, talking about the lightsaber, it's cool. Like, you had, like, spaceships, it was like, okay, yeah, spaceship, I can get that, but it's like, you have a lightsaber, like a sword made specifically out of energy, and there's, you know what I mean? It was just like, oh my god, you know, it's eye catching. It's like the red and the black, the good versus evil. I mean, it really, like, somebody touched it down.
Red and blue.
Yeah, red and blue. Sorry,
red and black.
Somebody touched it down with Harry Potter, where they were saying, like, they were relating great stories to, like, religion and, like, books and stuff, kind of like how Lion King, you know what I mean, was Lion King's related to.
It's just like a retelling of the story of Jesus, basically.
Yeah, but it's like that great, there's a formula when making stuff like that, and when you're thinking of, like, a good guy and a bad guy, and then, you know, the underdog, and, you know...
the simpler the better. Basically.
Yeah, exactly, and, like, when you get all that formula, I mean, like, even Harry Potter, you know what I mean? Like, he got, you know, he dealt with the worst of wizards, and it left a mark, and now, you know, everybody, like, knows him because of that, and he's just this little kid who didn't even know about this world, and all of a sudden he's super famous in it, and he's battling trolls and shit, you know, and it's like... You know, it's like there's when you do that formula right, and Star Wars really had that. So, like, I'm really excited for it, and the fact that there's this whole other universe to it, and it's not just about these Jedis and these Sith. It's like, you know, so to see that other side of these rebels that are actually fighting this war, you know, like, it's pretty interesting.
I think you mentioned on a previous podcast, you said you were excited to see a Star Wars movie without Jedi.
Yeah, exactly.
Without lightsabers. Without the laser swords. Like,
well, and it's like not even the lightsaber. It's just like the Jedi. It's cool as and obviously it worked for a reason, you know what I mean? Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see, like, what happened. You know, like, these people, this group of people that was so suppressed that they're hiding in ice mountains and shit, you know? It's like, how did these people...
It's going to be fun to see the in-between time.
Exactly, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, especially with Darth Vader. There's only a few people out there who use them. Darth Vader, Yoda, who we're never going to see, who doesn't even use one when we see him later in Empire. Obi-Wan, who's in seclusion. The Emperor, if you want to say, because he used him in Sith, but of course he didn't use it in Jedi because they used him smartly. Is that a word? They used him more smart?
I'll allow it.
Smarter.
I'll allow it. But watch yourself, Baconi.
Yeah, so, to be honest, I'm really hoping I don't see a single lightsaber in this movie. Unless, like, Darth Vader used it just to scare people.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really cool. Because at this point, it can be used as like a terrorist weapon at this point, where it's like that you light it up and people run.
Yeah, dude.
Because like that's the end all be all. Because like they kind of made it a joke in the prequels where it's like everybody's got one. They're all it's like a Christmas show. Like they're all flashing around. Everybody's like hitting each other.
It's
with
like a rave.
Yeah, it's like this is fun. Yeah, everybody's on acid. And we're all throwing our glow sticks around. But it's like there's one dude in the entire galaxy who has one, and it's like blood red.
Yeah.
And he lights.
Dude,
it up.
he's black and ominous.
He's like he's 7.5 feet tall, and he's got this giant sword of light that can cut you in half.
Even the reveal, like that reveal when it first happened, I think that's what the coolest thing about it was he doesn't like, you know, in Dragon Ball Z, the dude, and he whips out his muscles and he turns into energy and it's like about to happen. Like, dude's all ominous.
Yeah, if you...
Like, even the sound of it, you know, it's just, it's so...
Yeah, if you look in the original trilogy, every time a lightsaber is activated, it's never like a backflip or like a twist or like and like they're always just standing there and it just turns on. Yeah. And they're holding it still. And I think it's just cooler when you sort of portray it as like
simpler is sometimes better.
Yeah, and it like somebody equated, I think it was actually the Mr. Plink reviews, is they equated it sort of like knights, where it's like this is their sword, and it's like they're heavy. Yeah. And that's kind of how they made it look in the original trilogy, where it's like this is a weapon of immense power. Yeah. So let's treat it like that. Like they turn it on and they don't move it. Like it's just like this great power they have in their hand with this weapon. So, yeah, and in the prequels they just turn them on. They start spinning around their bodies.
Throwing them.
Like,
they're throwing them.
It's just like ridiculous. So I'm hoping again, like I want to see I don't want every single scene with Darth Vader to be a lightsaber scene. I want like just to be one. Yeah. And like he doesn't have to use it. I think what would be cool is if like, say the entire group of rebels is on the Death Star, and like, okay, we're almost to the plans, and like they see Darth Vader. Yeah. And he just turns it on, and like you cut away to something else. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Because then
you're like, oh, what happened? Yeah. What happened? And like you cut back, and like all the rebels are dead. Yeah. And Darth Vader's just walking away. Yeah. Because I don't want a big bombastic lightsaber fight.
Yeah, we already know how.
Even if they don't have lightsabers, like I just want to see him turn it on and then cut away. I think that'd be so cool. Yeah. Because I'm tired of seeing the even like the fan films, which are well done to an extent, they're still doing the flippy. Throwing the blades around,
which it was cool and appealing, but at the same time you kind of get the respect. Like I used to always talk trash about it, and like now I kind of respect it more in the first films because of that. Like when Darth Vader first fights Luke Skywalker, and they don't really like their swords. It's more of like defensive thing. Like it's like they're just kind of like, you know what I mean? It's more like a fencing style, and then it evolved into like this showmanship, you know, and it's like realistically, like these dudes were like, hey man, this dude's holding a molten light sword, like I up and that's it, you know. There was more. It felt like there was more at stake.
I was about to say it's scary because it's like you really feel that like one false move and it's like your arm's gone. Yeah. Like, look at the guy in the bar. Yeah. Like this old man just waving the stick around. He cuts his arm off, and everybody's like, oh, and that's the thing that bar shuts down. They're like, oh.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I wasn't doing anything. Yeah. So, and then the prequels go on to like. Yeah, they're jumping around walls, and Yoda's making a fool out of himself, and like this old Dooku man with his flaccid lightsaber is like spinning around.
He's got 6 of them or 4 of them.
Well, that was Grievous. But like,
Grievous,
like really like they make toys out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm really hoping, just have
it's good to see it simple.
A nice, simple scene. That's the thing. If there's any lightsabers in the movie, I want it to be one. Yeah. Darth Vader's. Yeah. Nobody else needs one. I don't want Jyn Erso to be a secret Jedi and she finds a lightsaber and they have a fight. I don't need that. Stop with the Force.
Well, there's this even the dude in the story that they said he senses the Force or he's Force sensitive.
Yeah, the blind guy.
It's like he even just has a bow staff. He's pretty much Donatello, you know.
Yeah, which is cool because he doesn't need a lightsaber. Not everybody needs a lightsaber. Yeah. Because at this point,
so we're just gonna see a couple like. You know what I mean?
Some force pushes.
Yeah.
Because at this point, the lightsaber is like an ancient, archaic weapon. Yeah. It's like something of myth, just like pretty much the Jedi were. So I think it'd be really cool to just have maybe one scene at most of just a lightsaber lighting up.
They're more like Force enthusiasts instead of Jedis. Yeah. Because like by that point, you're just like some dude that knows about it, but you're not trained in using it. So like, that's cool. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So. Yeah, after all that, it's easy to say I'm looking forward to Rogue One.
Dude.
But there are some major trepidations I have. Yeah. Which we talked about in the last podcast. The retconning.
And like, dude, I'm going to say it again, and I know it's the stupidest thing in the world, but for some reason, and I love Forrest Whitaker, don't get me wrong, but it bothers me so much when I see him in there.
Every time I see him, I'm like, okay.
It's kind of like...
I hope he does. It looks like he's going to do a good job.
Yeah, well, of course, he's a great actor. Like, I love him as a fucking actor. Yeah. But, it's kind of like when Christopher Walken did Hook. You know, it's like, Peter Pan, you over there. Like, it doesn't fit with me, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll definitely let you know how Christopher Walken. I don't think he has a huge part. I think they just kind of go to him for advice, or maybe they ask him to help and he doesn't. He's like he has no legs. Or
it looks like he's like a general or something. At least that's what I get from it.
They've actually made a connection. He used to be his character is somebody that was in the Clone Wars TV show. So he's like an old veteran. He looks a little crazy kind of. So it'd be interesting. But another.
He's General Rex.
No, he's his name is Saw Gerrera.
Okay. Oh, that does kind of sound familiar.
Yeah, I watched the entire Clone Wars series, and to be honest, it didn't sound familiar to me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, I think he's just a clone.
Okay.
Or like he was somewhere in the army. I don't know. But yeah, it'll be interesting. But the thing I'm more cautious or scared of is the script. Yeah. Because to be honest, some of these trailers, like their scenes are showing, I'm like, ew. Yeah. The lines sound a little kind of cheesy.
Well, that's like the robot. Everybody was this big. The big hype about the robot, and they were like, "Oh, he's gonna be like HK-47 from the game."
Yeah, it's like an evil robot.
And like, I haven't heard one phrase from this robot yet, or if I have, it doesn't sound like a robot. It sounds like a normal person. Yeah. And I think that's what throws me off. Because like even HK-47, like he was
heavily modulated.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, that's a robot. But like because I was hearing it the other night and I heard a trailer and I saw it like it talking and I heard the voice and I was like, wait, is that it? Yeah. I'm like, no, what? Like I thought it was a person the whole time talking.
I don't know. Maybe they'll modify it more in the movie.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
and of course you're just showing me a little snippet of a thing. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was definitely off.
It was just certain lines that were popping that were sticking out to me. I was like, this is like a war script. Like this is a war movie, and like this should be a little more
like co-ops.
Kind of like it should be more dire, I suppose. Yeah. It's like they have kind of cheeky lines where like the "I rebel" line, like that one's like. Yeah. Have you heard that one?
No.
Oh, you haven't heard? Yeah, it's like I can't remember how it's like I'm a rebel, aren't I? I rebel or something like that. I don't know. It's lame. I can't remember what it's like, but it's like I try to forget it. Yeah. And there's one where she says like rebellions are built on hope.
Oh yeah.
A new hope, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, but there's just like, and I saw this exchange. I can't remember. I don't think it's the same scene, but it's another one where it's like, ew. Yeah. Like these lines. Ew.
Hopefully, it's just well, maybe they're just showing you the worst of the good for the commercial. Maybe it's like if
we're seeing the worst parts in the trailers,
but it's still good enough because we're like, hey, this movie looks good. Yeah. So like that's the case.
Yeah. If good. If the worst thing coming out of the movie is a few lines that don't fit, I'll be perfectly fine. Yeah. Because as a writer, those do take me out actually pretty heavily, but I can get over them pretty quick. Yeah. Because most people don't notice it, but again, as a writer, I do. Yeah. And it's like when you're sitting down writing it, it might work, but then when you see it, maybe you do a table read or you act it out, maybe you're even on set and it's like you're doing the take, and you're just like, that line actually doesn't work as well. Like you got to constantly be thinking about that kind of stuff, and then I don't know, maybe people thought it works better than I do, so we'll see how it goes.
Totally. But it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so I guess.
Do you want to move on to Allied that you talked about?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we're done with Rogue One. Yeah, that's coming out next Thursday. I'll be seeing that, so.
It's gonna be excited.
Be excited for it. Dude, next Thursday. It's quick, right? Yeah, so be sure to tune in for our next podcast. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks from today, I suppose. Yeah. And we'll definitely give you the rundown. I'll be doing full spoilers, and it'll be pretty quickly after the movie comes out, so. We'll be sure to issue plenty of spoiler warnings. Only listen if you've seen it already. We'll pretty much probably take up half the show.
It'll be a week afterwards, so it'll be, you know what I mean? By then,
it'll be about
the majority of the mass will gone through.
Yeah, we'll have to discuss if you want me to spoil it for you. Totally. I'm sure you don't want, but.
Well, dude, like I said, I'm actually 2 weeks from now. I might even just like go see it. Yeah, probably if I can get it. You know what I mean? If it's not like sold out or anything.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. It was pretty quick.
We'll see.
Yeah, so cool. So we'll move on to. Yeah, I just want to give I always do movie reviews of movies I've seen, and I've seen one movie since the last one, Allied. For those of you who don't know, it's the Brad Pitt, Marion Cotillard World War II drama, thriller-ish kind of thing. And this one I won't go too long on. I probably want to do a spoiler section because there's not much to spoil.
What's the plot real quick?
It's Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard are like resistance fighters in World War II. Okay. I'm not sure who they're working for. They don't establish that. They meet up in northern Africa and they do this mission together, and they're posing as husband and wife. Okay. And then, but of course, they actually fall in love on this mission. Yeah. And they get married like a day later. Yeah. And you're like, okay. And then she gets pregnant. They have a kid together.
The life of a spy or a rebel.
Yeah. So predictable.
Wow.
And then so they get married. They have a daughter together, and then it turns out she is suspected of being a German spy.
Okay.
And then in one of the easiest scripting tropes you can ever do. They give Brad Pitt a 72-hour ticking clock. They say, we'll know for sure if she's a spy in 72 hours. Just hold on to your butts.
Oh.
So then you have to watch Brad Pitt sort of navigate through his life, trying to figure out if his wife really is a spy or not. He goes on his own little secret missions to figure it out or not.
Yeah, of course, because now that's going to be eating away
at him. That's the funny thing.
72, exactly. So I'm calling in like 74 hours? No.
Yeah.
Exactly 72 hours.
That's the funny thing. They tell him, like, yeah, just wait 72 hours and we'll find out if your wife is really a spy for the Nazis.
Yeah.
But don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Just sit there and don't think about it.
We're pretty sure she is, though.
Yeah, so... it's directed by.
That's interesting.
It's directed by Robert Zemeckis. Yeah, the premise seems cool, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like they didn't do much with it. It's not great.
Yeah.
It's okay. I saw it with a buddy of mine, and there was a lot of. I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast, but whenever I'm writing, I always try to make sure. I've told you this in person, not on recording or anything. That whenever I write a scene, I always make sure to have the point of that scene written out before I start writing. I make sure that whatever needs to be given, whatever information needs to be given to the audience, I have that in a simple sentence before I start writing the scene. Because then that's where you can allow the sort of fun and creativity of your writing take over.
Why waste your time sitting there writing forever if it's not going to hit or
even like don't waste your audience's time.
Yeah.
Like don't. It's like kind of like writing a school paper.
Yeah.
It's like you got to write an extra paragraph because you're told to write an extra paragraph, but the paragraph doesn't mean anything. It's like, well, then why would you write it? So same with scenes. Like why would you have an entire scene in a movie if nothing happened in it? If like you didn't learn any new information, the plot didn't get any farther along. Yeah. And I found that a couple times with this movie, especially in the beginning. Me and my buddy saw it, and like a scene would happen and it'd be over, and I would turn to him and I'd be like, "What happened in that scene?
Yeah.
Like what was the point of it?" And there was none, because it would just be the beginning of the movie is very weirdly paced. Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard, again, they go on like these kind of fact-finding missions, I guess, to sort of figure out their big mission to kill the Nazis at this party at the end. But like, so they have sections, they have scenes where they go, fact-finding, and then they have scenes where they're kind of talking together, and the talking scenes don't amount to anything.
Really? It's just like to show that they're a couple. They're like
a fake couple, but nothing gets across. I'm like, and they're long scenes too. They're not short. They're like a couple pages, and I'm like, what are we doing here on this rooftop in the middle of the night? Like nothing's getting progress. Like nothing's So the movie has pacing issues. It picks up near the end. It gets a little more exciting. I won't do tons of spoilers because it's really not worth it. So I guess we'll kind of end it here. I guess I give maybe like a 2 out of 5. I think I give it. Yeah, it's good. Marion Cotillard's always great.
Is it like a romance? Is it supposed to be like a romance movie?
I wouldn't call it like
that's what it sounds like.
I wouldn't call it a romance movie, but there's romance.
Like a thriller romance.
Yeah, I'd call it more like a war thriller drama with sprinkles of romance. So yeah,
a little bit of pizzazz.
Yeah, if I think Robert.
It's your grandmother's film.
Yeah, this is one of those films where like your grandma comes up to you in a couple weeks and is like, I saw this movie once. Yeah. I don't remember the name of it, but it had this person and it was about this. And
who's the guy that recently broke up with Angelina Jolie?
Something like that, yeah. Yes, I don't know. I think maybe Robert Zemeckis is like losing his touch because he did Flight too with Denzel Washington, where he's the washed up.
That was a great movie. I
remember remember seeing it and not loving it. Yeah, it's been a while. If I saw it again, maybe I'd appreciate it more. But I remember him just like scene after scene after scene of him getting drunk or like doing drugs, and I'm like, okay, get over it.
The movie, at least the preview. See, like I think that I have a big problem with preview to movie, just like cover. Anything that you present. Like I really hate like when you get a comic book, and it's okay sometimes, but it bothers me when you see a comic book and it has amazing artwork, and you go inside and they have a different artist for the artwork.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The cover
it's
art
like completely crap, But that's the same thing with the movie. If I see a preview, like that stupid Kangaroo Jack movie, everybody's like, "Oh, I want to go see the movie with the talking kangaroo. This is hilarious. He's rapping. He's beating up those two guys. It's funny." And then you get there, and it's like, "Oh, that was one scene in that whole movie. He talks, yeah." And it's like, it's shit like that. What movie were we talking about again? Allied, yes.
Flight,
yeah. Flight. So same with that movie. You watch this movie, and it's got like the Who playing. It's like, whoo, whoo. What's the song? Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man. And he's like flipping the plane around and it's like a drunk pilot or he was drunk and we've done this simulation thousands of times and you're the only one who could land it.
Yeah.
You know, so they made it out like, hey man, this is going to be a great
exciting
movie. Yeah, and then you watch it, it's just depressing.
It is really
It's
depressing.
like really sad. And this dude's just spying. Even before the court, are you drunk right now, sir? And he's wasted the court case, you know, like the dude comes in there with his little case full of drugs and shit because remember they got to bring him back and he's all up. Yeah, he's just like 1 second he pops out. Isn't that John Goodman that does that? Isn't it John Goodman? He's like a drug dealer. Yeah. But it was just a completely different preview to movie experience. You know what I mean?
I mean that happens a lot,
dude. Well, that's like
look at all the Transformers movies.
Well, we can kind of segue into it because I don't have this movie that I watched doesn't really.
Yeah, so we'll move on. Talk about. So Allied 2 out of 5. I guess see it if you're kind of into that kind of thing, but if it's like one of those things where it's like I'm bored on a Wednesday afternoon, what movie should I see? I probably wouldn't recommend Ally.
Wait till it comes on video or Xfinity.
Sure, yeah. If you're curious when it comes out on VHS, go check it out.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is the new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I wish they would have released this before the first one that they did, because like they recycled the song from the first one.
Well, that was like a weird like teaser to a trailer.
Yeah.
It was like a really short. It was like only a minute, not much longer. Yeah, it was kind of, and it was just a series of slow-mo shots and like really out of context shots. Didn't make a whole lot of sense, but like the visuals looked cool. For that
of course.
Like it looks exciting. But it was the same song, and it was kind of.
And then this new one, I can't remember I don't think I wrote it down on here. But I forget what the song they used. But they used a completely different song, and it was like,
it's great.
Yeah, this is a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's like,
great.
Dude, you know, Rocket Raccoon, he's like, no. He's like, you don't touch the button or everybody dies. And he's like, I am Groot. He's like, I am Groot. Okay, I am Groot. No, don't touch the button. Like, it's like, oh, awesome. It was good.
It works really well. I think this trailer was more just like a couple of scenes.
Yeah.
Which is neat.
But they showed a lot of the scenes from the first trailer that they did, like the slow scene, because they started off and it was the slow scene where they're all walking out, but it was kind of eerie, so it wasn't that happy, jolly feeling that the first one did.
Slowed down or something.
And this one, they did it again with this new song, and it was like, oh, this makes the scene so much, you know what I mean? It's like, it's cooler.
Yeah. They had a scene with, what was the first scene? I can't remember.
I think it was Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, yeah, it was the bomb scene, with Baby Groot and the Rocket, and it was like, it's like they played out almost the entire scene, and I'm like, okay. This would work if they're showing us a scene, but this is a trailer, so it's not really working. But then after that, it kind of turns into more trailery. And at the end, they have that scene with the girl who can like touch people and know their true feelings. Yeah. And that's funny. But again, that's like an entire scene. And I'm like, I hope they're not showing us like good scenes and like ruining jokes, because that'd be a lot of fun to see in the movie. And of course, Drax looks great in this one again. He looks hilarious.
He's like,
what? Do me? You're so embarrassed right now. Look at you. That's really good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it looks really. The trailer didn't do was give us any story, and I'm not sure. I think this was a full trailer. It wasn't a teaser. It was a real trailer, and we didn't get any story.
Well, from what I saw, dude, it looks like they're fighting. It almost looks like Cthulhu, this giant tentacle monster.
Yeah, I think that's like the first set piece. Okay. Like I think that's gonna be like maybe even the opening of the movie. It's like they kill this monster, and then it's done. Yeah. For whatever reason, they're killing this monster.
Okay.
Because they just threw it in there.
Well, you see some army dudes, like some soldiers.
Yeah, they're fighting some army or something.
Like the slow motion explosion scene.
Yeah, with when Rocket and Groot are doing the bomb joke, and Star Lord's kind of yelling at him through a little crack. Yeah, you see like an army coming at him, and it's like, I wonder what that is. Yeah. So yeah, we still have no story yet. I want to know what the story is.
Dude, but maybe that's a good plan. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Well, I think eventually they have to tell us. Well, maybe they don't because they're Marvel, and at this point, we'll see any movie
sometimes, they make. Well, sometimes, you know, like, what was the last one that I recently watched? Maybe it was I think it was a Sausage Party. Like, I genuinely like didn't give a shit. Like, I was like, you know, it was completely different from my expectations, and that was like, you know, good, because I was like, oh man, like I just kind of like said. I think Ant-Man did that for me too. I know you didn't like Ant-Man that much, but I didn't have any expectations for it, and then I watched it. I liked it. You know what I mean? So like sometimes
I didn't have any expectations either, and I was like, okay.
Or I mean, I didn't know too much about it. You know, like
neither did I. But I was like, okay, I wasn't terribly impressed.
So sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, it might.
But Ant-Man gave you the story. Yeah. Basically, the first Iron Man movie, which is probably why I was let down. It's like, oh, this is nothing new. Yeah. It's literally the same movie. But yeah, this one. I mean, I love the first Guardians, so I'm excited for this one. Same director and all that stuff. So, but yeah, like I said, I think at this point Marvel can do anything.
How do you feel about Baby Groot?
He's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not in love with him because I'm not 5 years old. Like,
yeah.
I'm not itching to buy toys
That's
for him.
That's obviously,
like, yeah. So I was like, okay, we'll see how it goes, I guess.
just want to see cute little Groot, you know?
I'm scared they're going to rely on him for, like, the cute factor, kind of like an Ewok situation where it's like, we just want to sell toys. Because Groot served a purpose in the first movie because he was, the actual big tree. And this one, I'm afraid he's just going to be like the sort of like cute comic relief.
Well, what kind of gets me is, and they kind of insinuated it towards the end of the first movie when he's in the pot. And it's like, oh, okay, because the Groot that I always remember was always in a pot. He was a little stick sticking out of a pot, and he was like, I am Groot. And you're like, what the fuck's that? And then when shit hit the fan, he grew into Groot, and he like people up, but he always reverted back to that little pot. At least that's the way I always remember him.
I remember that.
Because like I remember even watching a cartoon episode, and they're like, what's with the talking plant? And he's like, oh, that's just Groot. And then like shit hit the fan, and Groot grew into Groot, and he was shit up. And then like, you know what I mean? It was kind of like the Yoda thing, like this little small thing, super mighty.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend.
I could be completely wrong, though.
I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. I didn't know anything about the Guardians of the Galaxy before the movie came out.
Yeah.
I know a little bit now because, since it came out, I sort of looked into the backstory of the comics and, the history of that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, Groot was actually the first one ever created. He was like in one of those weird, like, Journeys into Mystery comics from back in the day.
Well, don't they have, like it didn't start out as a Guardians of the Galaxy, like each one, and then it formed into that down the line.
Groot came like 10 years before Guardians ever started. Like he was just a random monster in a monster comic book for that Stan Lee wrote.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's so
and it's
cool,
like,
dude.
And he wasn't an original Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they threw him in there later.
Yeah.
Like, here's a weird, odd character that nobody uses anymore. Let's throw him in here. And now look at him.
Yeah.
But what's cool in the trailer was Baby Groot actually, like, his arms grew.
Yeah.
Like, he took out a whole person. Like, okay, so maybe he will be useful. Because it's like, if he's just a stick the whole time, like, I get it's funny and cute for the kids, but like, what's the, like, come on. Let's get over it.
Well, that was my point, though, is because when I'd seen, I didn't really read the comics, but I watched a lot of like Spider-Man shows, like the Spider-Man Friends and stuff like that. And then there's a new one recently, which is
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Yeah, well, there was like the Web Warriors too that was out with it was like Spider-Man, Power Man, White Tiger, and Star-Lord, or not Star-Lord, Nova.
Okay.
So, and it was like, and then like there was one episode where Nova had to go with the Guardians of the Galaxy because like,
he does space stuff.
And but and that was the thing is Groot was the little, tiny tree. So like at the end of the movie, I was like, oh, okay, well they're just telling that story of how he turned into a little stick in the pot, and I was like, oh, cool. So, but yeah, it looks like, they're going to do something like that too, where because he's Groot.
Yeah, I always figured he would grow.
Yeah.
Like from the stick back into the big tree.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Can he control his size? Like, does he like?
I'm
kind of done being a big tree. I want to be a stick now.
Well, but even like when he was Groot, even in the first one, you know what I mean? When he got pissed off, you saw like he grew branches and shit like that. Yeah. So it's like,
I guess he just wants to be small now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just easier because like a giant walking tree is a little more noticeable than a tiny stick that Rocket could just hold. So I don't know. Maybe that'd be kind of cool actually. I never thought of that, but. Yeah, so it's a good trailer.
I'm excited for it. No, I'm excited for it, yeah.
But good visuals. So
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
speaking of that too, man, going into that, and that's another reason to check out Rogue One. I've been doing some digging into the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer.
Yeah.
Because they released it in Brazil, I think it was.
Did they?
Or something like that?
I didn't think they'd release it at all.
They did, I was doing some picking around, and they did something with Brazil. Like after like some game or some shit like that, they did it.
This might go along with the news I have, so I guess I'll just start.
Okay.
I don't know. It might be like you said, a scene was released somewhere or a trailer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been confirmed that whether through a scene or through a trailer that at some point in the movie, Tony Stark gives Spider-Man an upgrade.
Yeah.
And it's the webs underneath his arms.
That's
from the classic, comic. So and it's funny. The scene was sort of laid out for me, so. I guess at this point I'll give a spoiler warning for people who are. I guess I agree.
Yeah, if you don't want to hear our shit, you want to like wait and see.
Well, yeah, because I'm going to describe the scene that I was describing.
Okay.
So if you don't want to hear the scene, spoiler, but I mean it's not like a major plot thing, so I'll throw it up anyway. So yeah, so the scene I was described was like, do you know Happy Hogan, John Favreau? He's Tony Stark's buddy. He drives him around.
Okay, no, I don't know.
You know, remember in Iron Man 2, he was in the car and he was crashing into.
Oh yeah, he's his car driver. Yeah, he's a chauffeur. Yeah.
Well, he was the director of the first two movies, right?
No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So apparently he somehow gets in contact with Peter Parker and he says, "Did you get the package Tony sent?" and apparently that's like the upgrade for the suit, the underarm.
Wow.
So it's like, so I'm not sure what use they're gonna have.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna have some use because Tony Stark invented it. So I'm sure it's got something to do, with something.
Yeah.
It's not just there for. Because I mean, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth talking about the comics of the look of the webs under the arms.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't. I can take them or leave them. To be honest, like
I think as a full out design that I mean we've talked about this off recording and everything. Like that is my all time favorite look is the webs underneath the Spider-Man. It's just a very to me it does something. Like you know how Stan Lee when he would talk about when he's writing the comics, he's like, no, the bad guy can't be doing this. You know, he's got to be like, and he'd jump up on the table and make a move or something.
Well, drawing,
like that.
yeah, it's more aesthetic.
To me, it adds to that because it's like you know what I mean. Like it doesn't necessarily have to have a purpose. It's just like like Daredevil. He's got the horns. You know what I mean? It's like his name's Daredevil, so of course he's got to have the horns. You know, it's like Spider-Man. You know, he's got the webbing. It looks cool to me. I don't know why it fills in this space and does something visually. You know what I mean?
I guess back in the '60s and '70s when they were doing comics, that was Stan Lee's philosophy is make everybody have a goofy pose.
Yeah.
But I guess more if you want to do it anatomically correct nowadays, kind of how comics are drawn, you don't see them as much. I suppose.
Yeah, you don't see it at all really.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you do, but it's not like hard black. Like there's like
they just do
more
like
of
the
a
pencil.
shimmer. Yeah.
Yeah, they just pencil. They don't do any inks on it,
Yeah.
so it's not too dark, which is fine. And again, like I don't think I've ever read a single Spider-Man comic where they're actually used.
Yeah.
They're just always there.
Yeah.
So I mean, just an aesthetic thing. They don't take away from anything for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But again, I think they'll have some sort of purpose in the movie because why would they have them there, and why would they make an entire scene out of it if it didn't have a purpose? But what I'm really hoping they do not do, and I repeat, do not do, is have you seen lately? They've used it in like the third Transformers movie, but it's actually real life. Like when skydivers. They have, I think they call
like a wingsuit.
Yeah, or like they call them squirrel suits or something like that. Yeah, they have they have the fabric in between the legs and they have it under the arms, so they can kind of like glide. I pray to God they do not do that for Spider-Man because Spider-Man does not glide.
No,
he can swing from webs. That's cool enough. That's the coolest visual I think I will ever see in my entire life is Spider-Man swinging.
Yeah,
that's probably my favorite parts from any of the Spider-Man movies in general because I don't love all the Spider-Man movies. Just but the swinging scenes are always choreographed so cool. Because like I was reading, you read Spider-Man comics and I'd be reading them like as a kid, and it's like, this is so cool. I would never imagine seeing this. Like if I saw this in real life, what would it look like? And then you see a movie and it's beautiful. It's amazing. Yeah. So I don't want to see him swing from web and then he just like sprawls out and like he just floats around. Hey guys, there's a bad guy there. I'm gonna he doesn't need to be Superman.
Yeah. Like
let him swing. That's so cool. So I don't know if they'll be like filled in or if it's like actual webbing where it's just like there's like holes in it. So if it's like an aesthetics thing or it's like I don't know, we'll find out. But yeah, I just heard that rumor, but it's been confirmed. So.
Well, I guess from what I've been doing some digging on, because it takes place, dude. Like first of all, let me just express. Some people give flack because they're haters, dude. I love this kid that's playing Spider-Man. I love his voice.
Yeah.
I love his look. Like, dude, when I hear him talk, like they did a Comic-Con appearance. And they were talking about when they were doing the movie, and the kid's just talking, and I'm like, dude, that sounds like Peter Parker. Like, I'm like, dude, I'm really just like excited for this, man. Is he British?
Yeah.
Oh, he's British? Yeah. Well, either way, it's just like.
Did you hear his accent?
No, I didn't hear his accent at all.
Was he doing like a...
Yeah, well, maybe at the Comic-Con he was just doing that. But like, even just like watching the Civil War movie when he talks, like the voice, he's like, oh, cool, metal arm. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, man.
He's
like,
a kid. He's like
skittish. It's really exciting, man. It's not some awkward Tobey Maguire. But, which those movies are great, by the way. But, yeah, and... So going into that, like, it was really cool. Flash Thompson, you know what I mean? It's like Spider-Man comics, whenever I would read them, like, the majority of the story, he was in school, you know what I mean? He was dealing with real shit, and then, oh, hey, I got to dip out of here and make an excuse to go fight this bad guy, you know?
Which is really what I want to see from this movie.
Yeah.
But, him trying to balance his everyday life with being Spider-Man, which I guess the other movies have done. Mm-hmm. But I just want to see it again.
Yeah.
But I want to be a little more fun.
But the other movies went straight to adult. The first one, it's like, oh yeah, he's a high schooler, but you didn't see him in school. You only saw him in school when he got his powers.
In Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, he graduates high school in the very first one.
Yeah, exactly.
And then in the second one, he was at NYU.
And he fights, does he fight the lizard there or some shit like that?
Well, that was the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He was in high school, and he fights the lizard there. Yeah. And it's like, and then he graduates in the second one.
Yeah,
which they'll probably do for this one, because he's in high school and they'll probably have him graduate, but it's like, I feel like there wasn't a ton of...
What isn't this kid like 16? Oh, he's probably like 17
He's like 19.
Now. Yeah.
19, 20. I don't know. Like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, they didn't feel fun to me.
Yeah.
They felt more mundane.
Yeah.
And sort of a degree with the Amazing Spider-Man too. They never felt really fun. I'm hoping this because they keep saying this is gonna have like a John Hughes vibe, like Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
I mean that's a really fun movie. So I'm hoping we get like a ton of fun in this movie.
Because Spider-Man is a fun character. Like he's got a very dark past, but Spider-Man.
But he uses the humor to cover it up. Yeah. So I'm hoping that like both Peter Parker is funny and the cast around him is funny. Well, everybody needs to be funny.
I think which is sad too. I think that's probably the biggest problem with those movies is they try to add a lot of drama to Peter Parker because the Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man was great. He did Spider-Man really well.
That's what people think Spider-Man is. Like his Uncle Ben's died. He's a superhero.
He's just this depressed.
He's got this massive burden on his shoulders of like being a superhero, but being a kid in high school and dealing with those problems. But the way the comics always approached it was
he's having fun.
He makes the best out of every situation. But in the movies, they're always like he's always bummed out by it. And it's like no, there's a lot of the time where he's like, as far as I can think of, there's only a couple instances of like where he's really given up Spider-Man. Like issue 50, I think, is the famous cover of like the Spider-Man comic in the trash can. Okay. And it's like that's only happened a couple times where it's like he's been bummed out to a degree with Spider-Man. He's always like, oh man, being a superhero is so much fun, but it takes away from being in real life. And he goes to real life and he's like, oh, I'm making the best of this, but I'm busy with Spider-Man stuff. And it's like he always has fun with it. Yeah. And that's what the movies don't do. They always make it seem so like sad that he has to be a superhero.
He's just like exactly.
Like he has to do it. And it's like, in a sense, his responsibility does tell me he has to do it, but he's always like he takes that well.
Well, you also got to think of it too, though. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Like he's a kid. Like exactly, I think that's the problem. Is like, and obviously he gets older, but that's not the Spider-Man like we want to see. Like I want to see the kid who doesn't have any bills to pay. He's got no problems in the world. The only thing he's got to do other than homework and Aunt May is fight bad guys. You know what I mean? Like realistically, you know what I mean?
I'm hoping to make the villain fun in this too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Michael Keaton.
Oh, let's get to that.
As the Vulture.
Dude. I got some news, man. So I've been doing some digging, and it's like I've confirmed this on multiple sites, so it's not just hearsay. So Michael Keaton is playing the Vulture. Yeah, the Shocker, dude.
Yeah, he's in there.
I love the Shocker. I've always loved the Shocker, and I'm always like, I'm waiting to hear some Mattress Man jokes, dude. I'm waiting to something. Is
that being joking?
Yeah, not that. Yeah, both. I'm a fan of both. But and the Tinkerer.
Giving or receiving?
Giving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Tinker. Yeah, I've heard the Tinker is.
The Tinker is going to be.
He's not going to have a huge role. He'll be in the background.
Exactly, but it's still cool because it's like, who the f*** is the Tinker?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like.
It's not the Green Goblin.
Yeah,
we don't need to use the same villains
exactly.
every time.
Well, one of the coolest things about Spider-Man was, I mean, now they've glorified him to where he's like an Avenger and he's doing all this stuff. And I mean, I know what happened in the comics later down the line, but it's like one of the cool things about Spider-Man is like he just beats up thugs and shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like he once in a while gets handed some supervillain, but the majority of the time it's just these goofy like Mysterio. Mysterio was just this dude that he's just a special effects guy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it was interesting.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, it's like if you look at Spider-Man's villains, they're all pretty goofy.
Yeah,
like one's got metal arms on his body. One uses electricity to shock people and robs banks.
Yeah.
Every Spider-Man villain robs
But they're
banks.
always robbing banks. Yeah, they're always...
Yeah. Stanley was a little uncreative there.
Well, it's like the 50s, you know?
They just want to rob banks. Yeah. That was the big thing back in the day. Robbing banks.
Robbing banks and swinging.
Yeah. Yes. They were released or like leaked pictures of Shocker in his costume a couple months ago. So yeah, I knew he's in there. He's not going to have a huge role either. I'm hoping he's like the opener.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the movie opens,
opening fight.
The movie opens and Spider-Man's swinging to a bank.
Shocker, yeah.
I hope he swings to. I hope it's a bank robbery.
Dude, yeah,
that would be such a throwback.
Shocker and
he's robbing a bank, and that's the opening scene of Spider-Man swinging to the bank, and he foils a Shocker's bank robbery.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes in the movie, he goes to high school. Yeah. And that's how he opened the movie. That'd be so great.
Or he's late to school because he's foiling Shocker.
Or the first 10 minutes is that scene, then it's like he looks like, oh no, I'm gonna be late.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how Spider-Man works. It's like it's not melodramatic. Nobody's sad. We're all happy. We're all having a good time. Yeah. Which is, I'm glad to hear the John Hughes vibe.
Yeah.
Because think Ferris Bueller's Day Off with Spider-Man in it.
But no, yeah. So just to throw it out there, Shocker's being played by, and if I say it wrong, don't sue me, Bokeem Woodbine, and the Tinker is going to be played by Michael Chernus. Which I've looked at both these dudes. Bokeem Woodbine, that's going to be interesting to see. You know what I mean? I think he could do it well.
Sure.
Just
I don't know what else he's been in. I haven't seen anything else, but yeah.
It's going to be real interesting to see. And then the Michael Chernus dude, he, just looking at him and pictures of the Tinker, it's going to be really cool. It's going to be fun. They
I wonder if he, builds the Vulture suit.
Well, they did say it's going to be mechanized. Like some of the concept art that I've seen, it's more like mechanized.
I saw concept art where it's like it has like fan blades in it. And like, I hope they don't do.
I hope they. Because
I wanted to go more goofy with it.
Yeah, well,
like make it like
an old dude with wings. You know, he didn't have jetpacks.
Yeah, make it like the comics where it's like we don't care how it works, it just does.
He even had feathers falling off. It's like why put feathers on it if they're gonna fall off? Yeah. You know, because he's a vulture. He's got a.
Yeah, there's been a couple issues I've read where they sort of explain how the vulture suit works, and they really don't though. Like they just talk about how it's like this big harness, and it's like, oh, it makes me fly. And it's like done. I don't care how it works. It just
vulture that I know from like the '90s cartoons was, and I'm talking like Iceman and Flame Girl or whatever, the Super Friends things.
Amazing Friends.
Yeah, Amazing Friends.
Spider-Man is Amazing Friends.
Vulture stole people's youth. He was this old dude that stole people's youth.
That was like
and he turned into the young dude.
That was like a concept. I think that came later.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they wanted to do it to sort of explain how he stays the same age. He's always been like an old dude.
Well, but I thought that explained how he like flew and because he was this old dude, and then like he would drain your youth.
Yeah,
because
like
Vulture.
How to like the muscles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
because I mean, when you see Vulture as a person, he's this decrepit old dude. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it works.
Hairy eyebrows and shit, which Michael Keaton. I can't wait, man.
It's gonna be fun.
So excited. Dude. That's like I wish that they would have took William Dafoe, and I know it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Willem.
I always say William.
Everybody I know says William.
Yeah. He's still my favorite Green Goblin, dude. Like, you take away the goofy.
Yeah, he could have been great if they gave him the right costume.
Goblin. It was especially as Norman Osborn. Like, he just played that really like.
Yeah.
Like he, like in the scene when he goes to touch the turkey and he smacks his hand and he gives it that evil look. Yeah. Sucks his finger and you're like, oh, he's funny old Norm. Yeah. So
he had a good laugh too.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. It's
awesome,
man. That's what he did. That's how he was. He's like Spider-Man.
No, don't do it again.
Yeah. Don't do it. All right, so yeah, I'm really excited for that Black Panther movie. They're making one of those because he's a character.
No duh. Yeah.
So that's probably gonna have more because Iron Man is gonna be in this movie. That's from what I saw. Yeah, Spider-Man. And
he's
Iron
confirmed.
Man. Yeah, so he's gonna be in it. Do you think Captain America? We're gonna see more of him in Black Panther because that's kind of where Civil War left off.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They might allude to that. They might talk about the Winter Soldier too, because obviously he's kept there. I don't know. That'd be fun to see because I want to see what Captain America's up to.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for Black Panther. Have you seen the cast they got for this movie? Oh my god, it's incredible.
I gotta check it out.
Amazing. Yeah. They just keep announcing these people, and it's
we'll talk about that.
How can you keep adding such great people in this movie? Where are you getting them from? Stop it!
Yeah.
It's crazy what they're at. Yeah, but it looks like a really cool movie.
I gotta check it out. Yeah, I just like the other day was the first time I had heard anything about it.
Oh really?
So yeah, Thor Ragnarok. It's gonna be really cool to check out.
Yeah, that's crazy. There've been like some leaked footage from Comic-Con, and it's like there's some crazy stuff going on in the movie.
Yeah.
But it sounds fun. It's like a Thor and Hulk like buddy movie. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, especially. Oh, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Hulk is gonna be in this.
Yeah, you know.
Sorry, that's gonna be.
There's
cool.
like a whole Planet Hulk side storyline and stuff like that. So yeah, that movie's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be really fun. So yeah, you want to move into games then?
Sure.
That's all that I have on movies, unless you got something else to say. Oh, and the source that I got from that Spider-Man thing, by the way, was Poncho HD. Was the source that I was checking for.
Well,
that was one of the main reputators. I've checked other ones, but
there's been plenty of people who have been this kind of stuff. It's everywhere. So. So yeah, we'll move into video games. We got a couple you want to talk about or whatever.
Yeah. Just some ones that are coming out that I think are really exciting. Capcom versus Marvel.
Infinite. Yeah, I saw that.
I love those games as a kid.
Yeah, I never played those because. I mean, I love Marvel, but I never knew what Capcom was.
It was okay.
And I'm like, I don't know what that is. But I'm not a massive fan. I like them, but I'm not a massive fan of fighter games because they're too thin for me. Because it's just like the 1v1. It's like okay, I want a little more. But
the Dragon Ball Z ones were always cool.
It's cool to fight with Marvel superheroes.
Yeah. Well, dude, and it's like it's cool. It was just fun when you were kids. You're just like for me, Nightcrawler's gained a lot more respect now, but there was a point in time where he died off, and people didn't even really know who he was as a character, you know, and he was always one of my favorites, so when I played those games, it was like, yeah, dude, Nightcrawler's in this game, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, dude, because it kind of went off into the 90s, and people were like, oh, Cyclops and Wolverine, no one cares about the purple dude who can teleport, you know? So yeah, it was always fun, and it was just like, oh yeah, Street Fighter, I love that game. Oh, X-Men, I love those. Yeah, cool. Let's fight. You know, so it was really cool. Just a fun fight 'em game. It's cool to see that they're still making them though. I guess my cousin told me they've made a few of them. I didn't know about that.
The Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, they've been making
2,
them.
maybe 3. I've seen a couple of them.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
When's that coming in?
I don't know. I think next year.
Yeah.
Soon. So yeah, these are all coming soon.
The first reveal just came out, so it'll probably a little while.
That one. Another one is. Oh wait, before I go into that, I did have something else to talk about.
Whoa.
I'm very selective when I play games now. I don't really want to put time into a game unless it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, plus they're expensive too.
Well, they're expensive. All the add-ons. Not to mention, it's just like it's a false sense of accomplishment. Like I can get behind it if it's an enjoyable game. It doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind wasting time on something that I enjoyed playing because it's like, oh, I enjoyed it. I got something out of it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, but some of the games now, it's just like I just don't have the time to put into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This one that's coming out is called Horizon Zero Dawn. Have you heard about it?
No.
So it's kind of like Skyrim and Assassin's Creed and Avatar.
Didn't you cover this on our last podcast?
No, this is completely different.
You didn't?
No, not at all.
Because I remember that description of it.
Did I? I probably used that a lot.
Okay.
Well, Skyrim in the sense that it's a huge map, and let me just get to the point of the game. So you're a society living in the downfall of this highly advanced technical society. So you're like the people are very like simplistic people, like they use bow and arrows and weapons and shit like that. But you understand technology. So it's this huge landscape overtaken by these giant like machines have evolved pretty much.
Are you sure you haven't talked about this?
No, yeah, I haven't talked about this.
This sounds familiar.
The last one I talked about was Project Witch, which was the
vampire. What about the first podcast?
No, I didn't talk. This is the first. I just saw this game like 2 days ago.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
But okay.
I'm suspicious of you.
No. Well, okay. Well, the reason I say it's like Avatar was because there's these giant. Maybe someone else talked to you about it. Yeah. There's these giant, like the robot things that have evolved. This lady has like a staff, and she can jam it into things. So there's this one that's like a bull, and she can jam it into it and ride it and stuff. Like I'm doing no justice to this. This. So go check it out. Horizon Zero Dawn. The female's name is Eloy, I think it is. She's pretty badass. Like it seems RPG style, so it seems like you decide the conversation and shit like that. But it's really immense game, and it seems pretty cool. So go check it out.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Is it all video games you had?
Let me look through my list. I think so. Yeah, I think there were some other ones on there that I weren't too excited about.
Okay. Well then, if we're done with video games, you want to move on to comics?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, let's do it.
Discussion because I've got my list here of this week's. I haven't gone yet because it's not the day yet. I'm not gonna say what day it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to date us. But the comics I'm looking forward to this week are so this will be for the 7th, December 7th. The ones I'm most looking forward to are All New Wolverine. This is probably my favorite Marvel series right now. Right now they're doing a really awesome arc with Enemy of the State 2. They're redoing that, but so far it's going great. I think the third issue that's coming out, so definitely check out All New Wolverine. And Green Lanterns from DC.
What are you talking about that?
Yeah, one of my favorites from DC. I'm not getting much anymore, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just loving the characters on this one because I've never been a huge fan of Green Lantern. Mm-hmm. Probably because by the time I heard about him, it was already like we've had 4 by the time we already had Hal Jordan, we already had John Stewart, we already had Guy Gardner, we already had Kyle Rayner, and it's like this whole big thing. And then when Rebirth started, they said, okay, we're gonna start this book called Green Lanterns, where it's a partnership of a guy and a girl. The Green Lanterns, they're fresh, they just got their rings. So I'm like, okay, cool, I can jump on.
Oh, that's
so
cool,
I did, and the Green Lantern world's really cool, and they're trying to figure out how to use these rings, the responsibility behind them, and trying to save the Earth time and time again. They're still not figuring it out, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
to read.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I always like that aspect. It was like, you get more into it, and there's like yellow lanterns and red lanterns and all this other stuff.
Well, they've done that a couple times in this book where they explore the other lanterns, and it's crazy stuff. But it's always like the world, the Green Lanterns always seem so massive to me. It's like I don't know where to jump in, and like that. Like I don't love stories where your main character you jump right in and he's already the expert.
Yeah.
Because then it's no fun to watch.
Growth. Yeah. Growth
you want to see. You want to see the growth of the character, their increase in knowledge. So that's why I love jumping on this because these two, the guy and the girl, they're both fresh to the rings. They're still trying to figure out how to use them. The girl's so nervous she can't even make constructs yet.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So it's not just like put on the ring and bam,
like,
giant fist.
Every single issue she's dealing because she actually has like anxiety issues.
Oh, that's cool, man.
She was holed up in her apartment for like 3 years because she was scared to go out. So it's like she just got this ring and now she's like supposed to be this idol to millions and she's like nervous about that kind of stuff. So yeah, she can't make constructs. The guy's like a criminal. He was like in Guantanamo Bay for a while. He's innocent though. I forget what happened, but yeah, he didn't really do it or something like that. He was Guantanamo Bay, like he was tortured.
That's crazy.
And he's Muslim, and he's like, it's like.
So it's not just like, I had a rough life. Things are. Here's a ring.
Yeah, now it's awesome. It's like no, and people like still recognize them, like, oh, it's you. Like, aren't you a criminal?
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Like, it's really cool they're doing this.
That's cool. Yeah, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, definitely check out Green Lanterns and All New Wolverine. Those are my suggestions for this week.
Oh yeah, how's Saga going?
Saga's going great.
Yeah.
An issue just came out last week, issue 40. I finally caught up on all the trades, so I'm now getting individual issues. Okay. Which sucks because now I have to read individual issues instead of massive books, so I have to wait every month for them. But
how many are out now?
40.
40? Oh no.
Issue 40, yeah.
Oh wow! Wow, that's cool, man. They already have a huge.
Couple of years, yeah. So, but I need more. Yeah. It sucks now. I have to wait every month, but yeah, it's so good. I can't stop reading it. So. Yeah, definitely check out Saga. Yeah, I know I say it every time, but check it out.
Dude, we got a lot to look forward to next show, that's for sure.
Yeah, next show's going to be great. Remember, Rogue One recap. Plenty of spoilers, so watch out for that.
Doing our reaction to the Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be online when they
release it. So by that time, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a lot. So next time will be a good show, so be sure to check it out, guys.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And I think with that, we're about done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll wrap it up. All right, so thanks for listening, guys. This has been another episode of the Custom Gravity Oddcast. Remember, check out Earthchild, the book. Social medias at Earthchild. You can follow what we're doing, see what progress we've got in the book. Check out our website, customgravity.net/Earthchild. That's kind of all the information on the book. If you want to support the book, go to patreon.com/Earthchild. That's where you can see, again, progress in the book. And if you want to donate, you'll get some cool rewards. And I'll have links all right here, I'm sure. I'll put some fancy links in there. So with that, I guess we'll be signing off.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks, guys, for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Catch you next time, for sure.